Alright, sweet, I got it. Alright. Sup, guys? So, I'm gonna give you a tad bit of an update. I'm gonna talk with my eye level, like, down here. Because if I talk like to the camera, as you can see, I get a big glare. And then you guys can't see me. Can I look really? Okay. So, let me see. As you can see, I have glasses. I actually just got them today. Let me fill you in a little bit. My eyes are different. Actually, they're pretty rare. I should do a video on it. I have heterochromia. Medical definition of heterochromia. Hetero means different, chromia referring to the eye. Different eyes. And then that kind of explains itself as talking about the eye pigment. Check this out. You can see my eye is split. And also, if you can see, this pupil is a lot bigger than this one. That really concerned my doctor back in 2012. Actually, it did before I even started my first YouTube. About seizures anyway. I have one. And I have no idea how to get back in. Wait. I have an idea. I should totally do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. But, yeah. I was sent to an optometrist, and I see him once a year. I found out that, I think, 6 months ago, that it's actually genetic on my dad's side of the family, which is cool. Getting off topic, my eyesight was fine in 2012 and 2013, at about, January. It was really stressful. Several months were stressful. Actually, the tail I'm going into 2013 is extremely stressful. Health issues, my grandpa, and work and stuff. Not the same work that I'm involved in now. It's fast food, same field, but not the same company. I like this one a lot better. But, anyway, I had a very bad, thing of head hits. In a period of 5 days, I suffered 3 head hits. Most of them were from seizures. One was with a flagpole. I did color guard, and I did, rifles, and, flags. The marching band, and I threw my flag up into the sun, and I lost sight of it until the very last minute, and it just kind of smacked me in the head. And then I don't remember the other times I hit my head. You know, I wonder why I don't remember. Let me think. But night of the 3rd hit, I was talking to my buddies on Skype that I met on YouTube. We were instant messaging because on Skype you can't do like 5 calls at once. We were just randomly all on Skype. And, you know, if I feel a seizure coming on and I'm in a conversation like that, I say, I'm gonna leave the conversation for a little bit. I'll be back on soon. And they will say okay, and then they will go on. knowing that shit's happening. And then they don't freak out when I don't message for a while, but an hour went by, and they started freaking out, I guess. I went back through and I read the text. It felt like I had a seizure, and I woke up way too early from it. I couldn't feel the right side of my body that well. I couldn't move or roll over. I was stuck. I couldn't breathe. I don't know if it was because of the fact that I couldn't breathe, or if I was in such a bad spot that I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move myself to roll over, and my friends were, like, I've got friends in Canada, friends throughout the States, I've got friends in the UK, and we were all talking. But the thing is, in case of emergency, we all have each other's addresses, and we all have the numbers to the local fire department, where if something were to happen, we can contact the authorities and send them to the houses. And we have had to do that a few times, and they were I didn't obviously see this. I went back and read it, but they were scared. I was actually able to cam with someone. I could move one of my arms and a keyboard and select the call button, and I was able to press Y and N, and my breathing sounded bad. I was trying to talk. To me, it sounded normal, but to the friend I was talking to, it was stroke talk. And her theory was, from all the head hits I had, I suffered what is called a mini stroke, or a TIA. That was suspected, but honestly, I didn't believe it. It felt like a seizure to me, and I was recovering, regaining consciousness faster than usual, or my body was taking a slower time of recovering, so I felt really, really bad. I don't know, but yeah, I went to the neurologist and found out that my right eye and part of my face is droopy, like droopier than the left. You can see it's a little droopy. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know if I relax, you can see that this eye is drooped and this eye is not. Just like relaxed. I mean, I can't tell if you look too close. I mean, if you can tell, then you're probably looking too close. And hold up. But I went back to the neurologist a few weeks later, and he said that my right eye was drooped, and then it was one of those things where it's like, holy shit, maybe I think I did. But it's suspected. I didn't seek emergency help. They would have probably done an MRI or a CAT scan, and even at that, TIAs are not detected most of the time. They generally resolve themselves. So, to this day, it's a mystery. But it was verified that my eyesight had gotten worse. This eye did. This eye was had astigmatism, and this eye was fine, and I went back this past April. I think it was like a week after I made the video or something like that. I don't know. But no, it was last week. And I was told that my vision had decreased significantly, and when I thought about it, it had. Like, I can't read street signs that much. I base what the names are based on how long the letters are. And yeah, so we said glasses. And so now I have glasses. They're pretty cool. They're transitions, so if you walk outside, they kind of turn into sunglasses. So pretty cool. Cases, they make me look more masculine, which is awesome. Okay. Part 2. My health. I don't know if I told you guys then, but I went to one of my docs for stuff that I'm still recovering from. Mentally, physically, I was fine. 12 hours later, I was fine. But I can't think about it. But when I got weighed, I found out that I had dropped about 15 pounds in a month. In a month. That's pretty significant. That's half of a pound a day. The weight is gone. By the way, this is my new favorite alcoholic drink. It is green apple. I love vodka. For 21, how do you know you like vodka? I was 16 and my friend's dad would give us, would let us drink alcohol. And you know, 16, I'm not the, well, it took me forever to be the, I wasn't the smartest growing up. Even now I have my severely dumb moments, but definitely not as I was. I still have a lot of growing up to do. But for the most part, I think I'm pretty much there, but there's a lot of room for improvement, you know? Where was I going with this? Oh shit, I lost my place. Work. I'll just go to work. A lot. I'm getting more hours, but I was also told that once we get more people, because we're really short, that my hours will decrease. And that's understandable. I am gonna miss that paycheck though. Excuse me. At work, and this is gonna sound really stupid, but I just now told them that I have seizures. I've been working there for about 3 months, and I just told them a few days ago that I have had seizures since December of 2011. Yeah. I've been scared because at Wendy's, once they found out, they dropped my hours a lot, and then they treated me like I was stupid. And you know, it took me forever and ever and then to convince myself, even before then, that I'm not stupid. I'm actually pretty smart. Believe it or not, I'm pretty smart. So that happened, and then, well, the main reason I came out about it was because we were closing one night, and well, one of my friends knows, and the head manager knows. Those are the only 2 people that I know of that know. But I was closing with one of my friends and another manager, and I got that feeling. But I didn't know if it was going to go away, or if I was going to hit the floor. And it's terrible, but I cannot say it. Like, I've always had, we're going over here now. I think it's the man side of me. I don't know, but I can never ask for help. Never. I don't, people yell at me, but I cannot give them a warning that I'm going to have a seizure. If I get warnings, then, most of the time I don't say anything. But a lot of the times, my friends will figure it out. Sometimes they know, but when I don't, it's really cool, actually. I'm getting off track, but, they were really cool about it. And, I told them, because it is true, I haven't had any, well, technically, absent seizures are generalized, but as far as atonic, tonic, clonic, I haven't had those in a long time that I know of. I mean, I do have seizures in my sleep, but I don't, if I do, then it's not terribly bad. Or else I'd feel it when I woke up, you know? But actually, I came in, and my friend was there, and the manager. We were going to be the only people working that shift. So we had one cook, one person working the drive-thru, and I'm the cashier, pretty much. I've been the cashier every night / day, except for one day when I was learning how to do the prep line, which is where you make food for the customer, so that way it gets out there really quick. Let me think. But they said that I've improved a lot. I was talking to my manager one night. It was the same night, like the head manager. We're getting along. We butt heads a lot in the beginning, but now we're actually getting along. We're far from friends. Far from it, but we aren't butting heads anymore. We're actually talking to each other. But, she said, look at how early we're getting out now, because I'm slow at doing things. Like when I'm just picking them up, I feel like I'm fast, but in all reality, I'm kind of pokey. But I'm a lot better. And I told her that I'm trying. She says, no, you aren't trying, you're actually doing it. And her and my buddy were talking, because my buddy's been there for 4 years, and he's the person that's been training me this whole time. He said that they were talking, and we were joking around about me being a cook and everything, and he looked at me, and he says, well, you're laughing, but it's not a joke. He said that I'm actually going to be trained how to work the fryers by the end of May. By the end of May, I'm going to be on my own. Probably. I'll be supervised. But they cross-train everybody, so that way if they need someone, they can call an employee up, and they'll automatically know how to do it. I know how to cook, I know how to prep, I know how to work the drive-thru, I know how to work the front, I know everything about cooking the chicken and cooking the wedges and stuff. But yeah, now they're gonna train me. And it means a lot that they think I'm doing good enough to the fact that I can take on more, you know? This was a really long ramble, and I apologize. Moving on to part 2 of work. There's this guy. Everybody at my work knows that I am a transsexual man. They know that physically I'm a female, but I identify as a male. I'm a transsexual male. And the reason that they know that is because I look feminine. So it's more feminine than masculine. More feminine than I do masculine. So they have to know if I'm going to be referred as a man other than a woman, you know. This guy knows it. One of the nights, I could hear him bashing me. My manager saw anger in my eyes, and she had to talk me down. I have to keep thinking to myself, I have a job, I can't lose it. I can't act out. The next night, well, he was bashing me about being a trans man. And the next night, he bashed me in my face. And it sucked because one of the managers were there and they did nothing. Him and this friar are buddy-buddy, so of course he won't say anything. You know? But, he called me a, quote, little girl for whatever you are, unquote. Seriously, goodbye. And, when I told him that I identify as a man, he blew his lid. And there's this policy, at least in Ohio, that no one can discriminate against age, gender, sexuality, disability, and in the writing I saw was sexual identity. Not sexual identity, I'm sorry, gender identity. So, it got to the point where I was scared, and the thought of me going to work and knowing I had to work with him would make me cry, knowing that I am most likely going to get bashed for being a trans man. Did he have any reason to bash you like that? You know, honestly, does there have to be a reason? Like, he bashed me like that, and just bashing you like that and saying those things, there is no excuse for saying things like that. First night when he was bashing me behind my back, but it was clear enough. He was talking to someone on the phone, but it was clear enough where I could hear it, and it angered me. And I looked at the head manager, and I asked her, "Are you going to fire him?" And she said, "Eventually," but eventually. Who knows when that is? We're so short-staffed that she cannot afford to fire him. We have pretty much no cooks. the managers know how to cook, but one of our managers got fired, so we literally only have, I think, 3 for the whole entire restaurant. It's bad. We're in a very bad spot. We had 4, and then one of the first weeks that I worked, 1 quit along with a whole bunch of people, and then I think 2 weeks ago 1 got fired for stealing, so that leaves us with 3. I think one of the managers has a crush on me, actually. Either that or he's being really, really, really friendly. Only time will tell, right? I mean, he's a cool guy, but I don't see him in that way. Even if it turns out that he likes me, I'm probably gonna... I don't like him like that. I don't like anyone that I like that. You know, I didn't walk in and be like... You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's... anyway, I told the head manager, because she needs to know this stuff. She actually reported him. And I think she reported my manager. But yeah, she's ready to fire him. And it dawned on me, my mom mentioned it, and now I'm terrified. Those 2 are going to know that I ratted them out. Now what am I gonna do? Now what? It's a life rule. I learned it in high school. You never snitch someone out. That's another way of tattletaling. You know? Okay, here's another one. I think this was last week or 2 weeks ago. It was in the middle of everything. Like, I was a wreck for a while. This was going on with the bashing, and I was terrified of telling my manager about my seizures because I was afraid of a repeat of what happened with Wendy's and getting treated different and everything. By the way, they agreed to not call 911, and they would call my mom so she could come get me, which works out because I don't want to come to in an ambulance or in an ER and be like, well, shit. And I would owe them $300 plus the ambulance services. But I was talking about going on a walk, and then it was knowing that I would put my Letterman jacket on. I've had my Letterman for 3 years. A little over 3 years. I got it as a birthday present my senior year. And I've worn that thing every winter, every fall, since then. And every time I wear it, I look down and I see my name, my birth name. And I get reminded that this is the girl. This is the girl model, not the guy model. And then I decided that this was going to be my last walk with my coat. And I got home. I cried a little bit on the walk. It was dark out, so it was like, whatever. I got home and I got all of my color guard outfits, and I folded them up and put them in a suitcase, and I put my Lettermans in a suitcase, and my hats that I wore through high school and that symbolized things, and I got all my clothes that were associated with color guard and marching band in high school, and I just put it all away, and I got upstairs, and I put all of my awards away, and my trophies, and just everything, and put it in the attic. And I told a few people about this, and everybody was like, the people I told were just like, why are you doing this? And my reason, my life before I came out was a different life. That life is done. Part 1 has been done for a while. Now it's time for part 2. My next chapter to my life. You know what I mean? I've been attached a little bit to chapter 1 for a while, and now it's time to go and move on to the next part of my life. But I will always carry part 1 with me. My middle name is selected as kind of a tribute to the first part of my life. It's the more masculine. It's not a common name. I never even knew it existed until I did research. It is Killian, K-I-L-L-I-A-N. It's Irish. I think I did a thing back when I first made my channel about my origins. In 2 weeks I will be submitting in the paperwork to get my name changed, and then I gotta call Social Security and call all of my doctor's offices and just get my bank account switched over, get a new license, work. I mean, it's gonna be pretty expensive, but I will be able to not have my birth name on my license, and whenever I go to a doctor's office, I won't have to hear my birth name called out when I'm seen. You know, I'm ready for it. And I know people out there, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, but getting called he and his, and even getting called Danny or DK or whatever rather than my birth name is weird. Getting called a different name was weird. Pronouns, they felt right, but it was very odd, just because I grew up with sister, ma'am, lady, girl, she. I grew up with that, and it's been, most people don't understand that it's not just them trying to get used to the change. It's us too. Sure, we picked out a name that fit us, or we named ourselves after someone, or a name that was just really, really cool. Whatever the case, we need to get used to the name. It's really hard for a while, at least for me it was. But now it sounds right. It grows on me. At first, Danny was in a debate, and I created my new Facebook page before I came out, and Danny was just kind of like the title, and I never changed it to one of my other options, so it just kind of stuck there. So, yeah. But I look like a Danny, and I feel like a Danny. And I'm getting a lot more used to getting called he, and sir, and bro. And now getting called she and ma'am and getting my legal, that feels wrong, just so wrong. You know what I mean? Some of you guys here that are in the same boat. And again, you guys might just think I'm weird. I don't know. My dad called me this past Fridays, I think. Yeah. And he randomly asked me to come over for Easter. My dad's not the best dad in the world. He's not in my life that much. He tries to be, well, he says he tries, but it's obvious that he doesn't. He's just kind of absorbed in doing his own little thing, but whatever. He was frustrated when I told him that me and my sister cannot go over, because I have work 4 to 7, and my dad lives like 20 minutes away if you drive. If you bus, it's going to be about a 2.5, 3 hour bus ride. So no. And he didn't understand that that's kind of a long bus ride if we're only going to stay for a half hour before we have to jump back on the bus so I can get back here and get ready for work. And then he was like, well, can't you drive? And he's known I've had seizures. I mean, we didn't tell him for a while because he just didn't want to add to the drama. Well, one of my stepsisters has had epilepsy for the past probably about 17 or 18 years. You know, we just don't want to. I think you guys know what I mean, so I'm not going to say it. But it's almost like since then, he's just kind of disconnected from us. But he knows, and he knows that I can't drive, but he's an alcoholic, and he was drunk during this call. He kept repeating himself and he wouldn't listen, and he was like, well, why can't you drive? It's because of your seizures, isn't it? Well, yes, he said. Well, they aren't too bad, are they? Dad, I have to be 6 months seizure free before I can attempt to drive a vehicle. And he said, well, are they that bad? And he got mad when I said I couldn't do Easter. And then he's talking about like all of us getting together again, like me and my sister and him and all of my stepbrother and my stepsisters just all getting together again. We haven't gotten together in probably 6 years. That was the last time. Yeah, 6 years sounds right. That was the last time we all hung out together. I think it was Christmas. And we just never saw each other again. I mean, I love those guys, but it just never worked out. Me and my sister together, and then my two stepsisters are separated into. One of my stepsisters lives with her aunt. One of my stepsisters lives with her biological father, and then my stepbrother lives with his biological father. But yeah, it was just... I don't know, my mom's been talking for years about how she can't wait for the moment when he realizes that he completely messed up and missed our whole entire childhood growing up, and by the time he realizes that and wants to make up for it and hang out with us, that we're gonna be busy with school and have a family and have lives. And I think that's kind of revenge for my mom. I don't know. I love my dad. Not the best dad, and I don't think he was a good dad, but once we grew up, we got along better just because, you know, I was grown up too. But he doesn't understand that I'm working now. I mean, he knows, but it's hard for him to grasp that in case still in school. But she's going to be getting a job here soon as well, so we've got to work with both of our schedules. And in the fall, we're both going to be going to school as well. And I think, I hate to say it, but I think Mom's right, and he has realized that. And I really... You know, I want to hang out with my dad. I really do. He's a fun guy. Not a fun dad. A guy. He seems like a guy you could sit around with and chat all day with. He's not bad material. But, I think my mom likes the feeling that he messed up and now he's paying for it. I don't. I don't like it. I want to hang out with him. But, and also, I don't want to hang out with my stepmom because by like 11 o'clock, she's drunk. It's unbelievable. All she does is drink liquor. I don't know why she's not in liver failure yet. So I don't really want to hang out with her. It's just drama and screaming and yelling, and it's been like that ever since me and Kay were little. You get drunk, you know, and it was just... I don't like her. I like my dad. I do want to hang out with him. It just sucks that now I have a life. I didn't have a life for a while. And before I didn't have a life, you could say. I was in high school. I didn't have a life for a while. It was hard for me to find a job. I wasn't healthy. I dropped out of school. So for a while, I didn't have a life. I just kind of laid around the house all day. Now I don't. I enjoy my days off and I go to work, and I'm about to start going to school. And it kind of bums me out that, well, I mean, it's cool to have a life, but it kind of sucks now that my dad wants to hang out with me and my sister more, that we can't. I can't take time off of work. I can't call him one day and be like, yeah, I can't go to work, I'm gonna hang out with my dad. It doesn't work like that. Anybody out there that works knows you can't call off work to go hang with your dad or with a family member or whatever. That's not a good reason. I got yelled at for going home because I couldn't stop throwing up. I couldn't do anything because I'd get going on something and then I'd have to stop and go throw up. I got yelled at for that. I mean, I can schedule a day off, but I don't get my schedule monthly like a lot of people do. I get my schedule weekly, so I can only plan things a week at a time. Here's something. I totally forgot to mention this. I have a therapist. Well, it's just not any type of therapist. This is a gender therapist, and one that has worked with transsexual men and women. Has written letters stating that they can start hormone replacement therapy, and has written letters that said yes, they can have these surgeries. And he's willing to see me. And he's not expensive, and my insurance covers him. It's like, it's like, it's awesome. It feels like my life is finally turning around, you know? For the longest time, it hasn't been there. I would try so hard to get my life back. My senior year of high school was fantastic. It was really hard at the end, but I was doing so good in school, in high school, and I was taking all of these difficult classes. I was seen as someone that was slow, yet I was outdoing my classmates that were top of the class. Even though it didn't change anything, it was awesome, you know? And on top of that, I signed up for a college prep program, so I go to high school during the day and I do college at night. And I was top of my class at high school too, not high school, in college. I was taking classes with people double my age, and they were looking to me for help. Like, we worked together. It was cool. And I passed that really well, and I got accepted into a nursing program as the youngest student and the first student to complete a college prep program, and I was doing really well in that too, and nothing lasts forever though, right? Nothing lasts forever. Could happen. for the longest time after my seizure was hit, I just didn't care. That's actually the reason, most of the reason that I started smoking was because it takes stress away. And I knew it was bad for me, but I honestly didn't care anymore. I didn't care. I tried to stay in school, but it didn't work out. I got into work, but it didn't work out either. But now my health is so much better, and well, my seizures are better. My health overall could be better, but it's not bad at all. And going to school in the fall, even better. I'm going with my sister, we're best friends, you know? I'm starting transition soon. I'm living my life right now, you know? I don't have to hide as my assigned sex is birth, or who I grew up as. I can live how I was meant to be. It's starting. My health is getting better. I'm gonna start transition, and I'm going back to school, and here soon, I'm gonna have my own place. That's great. But things change. I've learned that for so long, and that's what keeps me going through the bad times, is things change. Bad things, it's only a matter of time before they change into good things and the situation gets flipped around. Sadly, it can also apply to good things. Your moment, your situation could be going fantastic. Life's there. You've got the whole world in front of you, kind of deal. But things change. It's got its pros and its cons. Think about it, the bad could turn to be awesome, and the con is the awesome could turn bad. Whenever it wants. I just hope this good lasts for a little longer. I hope my life doesn't turn to shit. I was in a shithole for a while. I have been talking to you guys, and if you're still listening, I commend you. I don't think you guys are though. Don't know, but if you are, I will stop taking up your guys' time. This isn't even gonna be an update. I'm just gonna put this down as a ramble, just like this huge ramble, and then you guys don't have to feel obligated about listening to it. And I don't know why I'm going on about what I'm gonna title this, because most of you probably aren't even watching this at this point. So I don't know why I'm still talking, because no one's listening anymore. They're gone. Alright, I'm going to jump off at 55:30 because I'm extremely OCD. Alrighty, talk to you guys later.